Why the experienced gardeners always seem to be ahead of everyone else, and how do they do it so effortlessly? I'm going to share their secrets today, which you can copy very easily, and there's a big money saving tip in this video for you. Summer is over. You may be busy harvesting, and the gardening season will be over soon. This is how most of the gardeners think, but not the experienced ones. They take care of some specific tasks right now, which keeps them ahead of everyone else. Some of these can be done even while sitting in a couch. They know if they want gorgeous spring flowers like tulips, daffodils, and such next spring. Now is the time to get in action. Or even if you are more into veggies and want nice garlic or potatoes next year, now is the time to order them. Find the variety that works best for your region and place the orders. This is a very important task right now. Doing this will give you a big head start over next season. And you can truly do it while sitting in your living room. In fact, I have a list of tulip varieties on my blog that do best in each state. I will put the link in description for it. While you are on my blog, you can take care of another big task. You can get my free garden planner, which will help you plan your garden for next year. Trust me, every experienced gardener has some kind of plan ready to follow, which allows them to make the most of their space. This is one of my favorite tasks to do, especially when I am indoors for too long during winter. Having a garden planner helps me plan which crop is to be planted when and where next year. This way, when it is time for action, I don't have to think twice. You can get my garden planner by subscribing to my blog. I will link in description a video where I show the best way to use this garden planner. This garden planning task also allows me to know in advance the seeds that I need for next season. This is my seed box, and it is filled with nearly $400 worth of seeds. The expense adds up. We all are hit by inflation, and seeds have become expensive as compared to what they used to be. So for past couple of years, I do this. You see this dried up okra in this box? I saved it from 2 years ago, and this year all my okra plants grew from the seeds of this one pot. Here is a multi-stem sunflower. I just love it, but I did not plant it. I think a bird dropped a seed in my garden. I do want to grow it in my garden in future as well, so I'm going to cover this one flower head to save the seeds from birds. Seed saving is not very difficult, and it can save you a lot of money. Anyone experienced in gardening does this task at the end of every summer. As the season ends, the plants need less attention from the gardeners. So the experienced gardeners start focusing on other garden related projects, such as making new raised beds or mending the fences. These are perfect tasks to do in cool fall weather. I have one raised bed here that I started this year in June. At the same time, I did set up one here, but I didn't have enough dirt to fill it up. So I'm filling it up with free coffee grounds, prune plants, and such. By next spring, I will have this one ready, filled with free material. I will show you how to make different kind of raised beds on a budget. That video is in making, so don't miss when it comes out. Do subscribe to the channel to get notifications when new videos get published. This year I had a huge harvest of plums and lots of berries from my garden. I'm still harvesting grapes. When I was a beginner gardener, this was my dream. I'm glad I achieved it, although it took time. An experienced gardener knows that fruits and berries do not start producing right away, so the best you can do is to start as soon as possible. Right now is a good time to place order with your local nursery or an online nursery to get the right variety of fruits and berry plants that do best in your area. I did the same for these service berry trees. I placed the order last fall, and I chose to have them delivered to me in April of this spring, which is when I planted them. I wanted the pillar variety, which will work as privacy hedge and grow delicious berries on it as well. I will link some serviceberry and blueberry plants in description. So you see, I will have the same set of plants do more than one task for me. This is another perspective that many experienced gardeners use. Thinking about how to get the most out of whatever you are putting into the garden gives you additional benefits like this cover crop. Every experienced gardener knows that good soil is the key to success. Growing some cover crops like daikon radish, mustard, or cowpeas right now, and then leaving them to decompose in the garden during winter adds a lot of organic matter to the soil, which improves the health of soil. When spring will be here, your garden soil will be fertile and ready to grow plants. With plants, following a timeline is very important. You have to start the seeds at the right time and transplant them into the garden at the right time. Otherwise, you can miss the harvest. An experienced gardener understands this very well. So taking care of other kind of tasks beforehand, which are important but not time sensitive, gives them a big boost for the next season. For example, if you have a garden bed which will be empty soon, you can prepare it for next season by adding a layer of compost on top. You can do this anytime, from now to until it gets too cold to work outside in winter. This way your beds will be ready in spring to direct sow seeds or seedlings whenever the weather is ready for it. One more thing that I have on my list to do is from now until winter starts is to mulch my garden. It makes such a big difference, especially for garden areas that perform poorly, such as this roundabout that I have under this maple tree. I have perennial flowers under it, but the plants barely survive. They never grew any flowers until I mulched it very well last year. And this year, each of the perennial plants grew well and made flowers. I was surprised and happy. Mulching turned this bad garden area into a thriving one. Although you can definitely go wrong with mulching. I know, how shocking. I covered mulching in great detail in this next video linked here. Check it out next. If you perform even half of the tasks that I mentioned in this video today, you will be way ahead of the rest of the gardeners next year. Happy gardening!